are covering President Biden saying police officers who don't follow vaccine mandates should get fired. We're going to get a former police officer's reaction to that statement in just a moment. But first, a Fox News correspondent, David Spunt, in Wilmington, Delaware, where the president is staying this weekend. David.
Hi, David. Good morning. This is a controversial issue on both sides. The president and members of his team, they view it quite black and white. They believe that police officers are here to protect members of the public. The president and his team, they say that police officers should be getting vaccinated to protect the public. According to the Fraternal Order of the Police, David, we looked, and COVID-19 is the #1 cause of death for in the line of duty deaths for police officers. Since March 2020, more than 700 police officers have died from this terrible pandemic. There is a reluctance, though, among police officers across the country to get vaccinated, prompting big arguments between mayors and those police departments. Case in point, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who every day is going head-to-head with the Chicago police officers who say it's their right not to get vaccinated. President Biden making no apologies for his stance. He's already mandated that the military get vaccinated, and those numbers continue to rise, though they're not really where White House officials want them to be, David. Here is President Biden Thursday at a CNN town hall on the subject of police and vaccines. Listen.
As many as 1 in 3 emergency responders in some cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, right here in Baltimore, are refusing to comply with city vaccine mandates. I'm wondering where you stand on that. Should police officers, emergency responders, be mandated to get vaccines? And if not, should they be stay at home or let go?
Yes and yes.
That decision prompting criticism of the president, police unions, even citizens arguing that cities already fighting an increase in crime like Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia.
Just fire all the cops, right?
Officers on the street, not less.
And then you hire robots, right? Isn't that what this is? Come on, y'all. Oh, they're going to bring in the military.
Mandating his vaccine.
Hold on.
He has
Let me talk.
in that sheriff's office. He says if he does mandate the vaccine, he may lose 5 to 10% just overnight.
David. In Chicago, it could be as much as a third of the entire force. David, thank you very much. Let's take a look at New York City. We've got a live look at it, where cops are now being required to get at least 1 vaccine shot by October 29, just a couple of days away.
My wife lost her job after 20 years.
After that day will be placed on unpaid leave until they can show proof of vaccination. So if officers are losing their job over a jab, could this put the city at risk of another crime spike? Although many people would say we never finished the one we're in. Let's find out. Retired NYPD Lieutenant Joe Cardinale joining me now. Joe, good to see you. Could enough officers say no to the jab to put the city at risk?
Absolutely. We're already at risk with what's going on with the funding movement, with the numbers being crunched, with retirements. It's ridiculous as it stands, and yet they're using the police departments as punching bags. You know, David, nobody said anything. They were all praising the police officers and first responders when they went out there without vaccination when this first started. And you could see the numbers, as was just indicated, over 700 police officers, not here in New York, but a good majority in New York have died from COVID. And he was, you know, the coward president that we had hails them as heroes at the time, as, you know, just as a prop to gain public sentiment. And then what happens now? They decide, well, we don't want to get the shot. Some of us, we're not comfortable. You sent us out there without a shot. We've been working without a shot. Now you want us to. And he's calling them basically murderers for going out there being unvaccinated. But what happened during the pandemic? Did he forget what happened back then? I mean, he sent these officers out there and said, do your job. Now he's saying, do your job, but the way I tell you to do your job. So you can't have your cake and eat it too, Mr. Biden.
Now, in Chicago, Joe, as you're well aware, there are close to 4,000 officers who say they're reluctant to even say whether or not they've been vaccinated. And if that represents a third of the police force. Chicago, as we know, is right smack in the middle of a horrible
So they're going to bring in the military.
It's been going on for years, frankly, but it's worse now than
robots.
Ever. What happens if just
or the UN,
you lose a third
because
of the
we
police
can't
force in a place like Chicago?
Because we can't take care of ourselves?
Look at Chicago with a full contingent of police officers working.
Dads?
Look at the murder rate and the high crime
Moms?
rate that they have now. Can you imagine if they lose 1/3 of the department and Lightfoot keeps
It's
throwing
ridiculous.
the threats out there? I will do this. I will do that. I'll replace you.
I can't believe we're letting this
These are-
happen. I can't believe. I mean, I understand it and I get it and all that, and I know why. It all makes sense. The video games, the cell phones, and all the moms and dads just happy to get home at night and trying not to work 40 jobs, and gas prices are buckling us down, and we don't want to go to jail for speaking our mind, and golly gee, I'm just happy to be left alone. I get all that stuff. We are marching down a road of death and destruction where only a few people seem to be doing good at this situation. I ain't talking about nothing special. I'm talking about the middle people need to get things going because this is ridiculous. Yeah, I've talked about cops one way and the other. Some cops have been mean to me, some cops have been good to me. And in fact, I'm lying about cops being good to me in general. I've always had problems with police officers for whatever damn reasons. But I'm going to tell you what, we need our police officers. We just need them to do a good job. That's all. They're trying. They're doing what they're told right now. Every one of them. Everybody is. We got to tell people the right way to act. Now, I'm a father. I'm a Knight of Columbus. I'm a hardworking man. And I know, based on all the beautiful, amazing people I meet, that the United States is it. Having been around the world and I know the place where I raise my babies is a good place to be. It's up to you and me to fix it. I'll see you in the middle. We got this. Officer Jones Johnson, Mrs. Officer Jones Johnson, we need all y'all. We love y'all so much. We just need y'all to just do good. Do your best. You can do this. We all got this. Don't be afraid to stand up and do the right thing. We're going to get to perfect if that's where we're aiming. It's hard. You want your flag on top? It's going to be hard. Ain't never been easy.
Qualified officers who have been trained to do the job, you're not going to find those qualifications in any candidate. Whether you do start today, you won't wind up with a good candidate for another 6 months to a year from now. So,
military.
Be careful what you wish for,
exactly,
Mayor, because this is what's going to happen to your city. So they're going to have to come to some happy medium over here and say, listen.
We don't know what to do with the vaccination. We got people from every country in the world saying get it and don't get it. We got colleges saying get it and don't get it. We got rich people saying get it and don't get it. We got people saying they made the thing, they didn't make the thing. Us dummies down here on the bottom looking up, holding all y'all son of a guns up, we don't know what to do. We get the shot, we don't get the shot. We get the second booster, we don't get the booster. We're friggin' lunching. We don't know what to do. We're scared to death, scared to let our kids around us. Thanks a lot. My babies, scared to have my children around me, scared to go around my family.
We let you work without a vaccination before. Let the police officers, like any other American citizen, make the choice for themselves. Once you make it a mandate, people are uncomfortable with it. Yeah. Some people get vaccinated for their own reasons. They don't want to get vaccinated for the other reasons.
We all want to be safe. We're just scared to death.
When you ram it down everybody's throats the way they're doing it right now, and holding that job over their head, saying, that little piece of paper saying, right, this is your job, I'm going to take it away.
No exemptions for people that have had COVID who may have antibodies. In Europe, they test for antibodies and use that as an exception to a vaccine. Let me just ask you about the problem of crime, because all this decriminalization has been going on, and things like shoplifting, leading to rampant shoplifting all over the country. It's sort of coupled with the defund the police movement. Interesting that those Congress people, particularly, who are advocating defund the police, have a private security force of their own that's extraordinary. Cori Bush, a congresswoman, has spent $120,000 in just the last 6 months on her own private security. She takes the money from her campaign funds. But what do you make of that? They're fine with private security for themselves, but
Jesus
they're denying
Lord.
it to normal
I pray,
folks.
lady. I know you're a great lady. I'm sorry.
David, because it never hits home for them. As I stated on this show many times, it only hits home for the hard-working individuals who go out every day, do the job, the 9-to-5 people that don't have the luxury of spending the taxpayers' money to put a security force around them. So that's who it trickles down to, and it's the same thing with
suck it up. I know you need a security detail. Who don't?
And it's looting. That's all it is. It's not just petty larceny. It's looting. They're going in the store and they're stealing stuff, and they're standing with a calculator. When they get to the threshold of $1,000, they stop, walk out unchallenged, and nobody cares about that. Right. So this trend
Wow.
will continue as long as you have the cowards we have in politics, not just in Congress and the Senate.
In Austin, Texas, today, they're telling businesses and people to gather their own evidence because the police won't be out to check on crime scenes. That's sickening. That means robots, UN, or military, or nothing. What's it going to be? It's going to have to be us, the daddies and the mommies walking the streets, y'all. That's what we're going to have to do. And pray we don't get shot by our own government.
In local politics as well. Local politicians need to step up, and the people have to remember: be careful who you vote for, because
Well,
it
that's
will
right.
affect that vote.
We are a representative democracy, and you got to get out there and vote for the people that you think deserve
Vote
to
for
be in that
me, Joe
position.
Webb,
Lieutenant
Governor of Maryland.
Cardinale, great to see you again. Thanks so
Or
much
go
for
and
coming
run for
in,
your
Joe.
own place.
Appreciate
Do
it.
something. Get
Anytime,
involved.
Dave. Take care.
You too.
Pay
Well, as
attention.
we
You don't got to
just
be the
mentioned,
boss.
places like
Just know what's
Chicago,
up.
New York, San Francisco are getting hit hard by a shoplifting craze. Some
This is
stores
crazy,
were even
man.
forced to close down.
I'm going to turn this crap off for now, but we can fix this, or we can just watch, be a part of it, and go down the tubes. No more melting pot.